Hello, everybody. Welcome to the lounge. Hope you're all doing well. And today I wanted to do a video about a shitcoin that I YOLO'd into, which is very much unlike me. So I wanted to walk you guys through the trade and tell you about it and how I came up with it. And here's some feedback, because honestly, maybe I have it all wrong. And if you think I do, let me know. But I hope you're enjoying the ambiance of my grow tent in the background here. That's the kind of thing you can only get in my crypto videos. But obviously, before we talk about this shitcoin, I should point out that when it comes to cryptocurrency, a smart, responsible crypto portfolio holds, a majority of some combination of Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. You shouldn't be putting a lot into these low cap altcoins that are way down the list, and I don't either. So when I say that I YOLO'd into a shitcoin, I don't mean I put a ton of money into it, I just put a little bit into it. Nothing close to what I would put into either Bitcoin or Ethereum or even Cardano or Solana or anything like that. But enough considering that these small cap altcoins can easily 30x, 40x, or even 50x and still have a reasonable market cap. So let's talk about this particular altcoin that I YOLO'd into. If you start scrolling down this list, there are many altcoins. In fact, in terms of overall blockchains, there's about 13,000 that are listed. But in 713th place on the list, you are going to find something called LBRY credits. And these are the underlying token for an ecosystem by a website called Odyssey.com that I actually mentioned briefly in the previous video. Now, what Odyssey.com is it's an alternative to YouTube, a competitor to it, that's sort of crypto powered. And previously it used to be known as LBRY.TV. And by the way, props to those of you in the comments who originally recommended LBRY.TV to me, because that was quite some time ago. And initially I just made a placeholder account on there and didn't do anything with it for a long time, but still it sort of got it on my radar and I got back into it. So a big thank you to those of you who pointed this out to me. But just to back up, LBRY.TV was a competitor to YouTube that then changed its name to Odyssey.com. This is Odyssey.com right here. This is my channel on it, and I will link to it down in the description. And this is what Odyssey.com looks like. It's got, gaming and all the other categories, tech, all the stuff that you might expect a video streaming service to have. But as a bit of a different concept, everything here runs on this crypto token called LBRY credits. You get rewarded with it if people watch your content. You get rewarded with it if you watch other people's content. It's basically how the system monetizes itself. And currently, these LBRY credits are only worth 5 cents each, and the total market cap for this token is under $29 million. So if it's that tiny, why would I buy anything, and why would I think that it's going to go up? Even though generally I've been using Odyssey for a little while now. I've been slowly populating some videos on it, some of my classics, and I look forward to populating it further and then eventually putting new content. Despite the fact that I like the underlying website, that's not the reason why I decided to invest in the token. The reason I decided to invest in the token is because there is actually a somewhat comparable token to it that's worth a whole lot more, and that is Theta Fuel. This is the underlying token for Theta.tv. This one is sort of an alternative, a crypto-powered alternative to Twitch.com. So it's more about live streaming rather than pre-recorded videos like mine. So Theta.tv doesn't interest me a whole lot, but the market cap of their token, which is currently worth 30 cents per token, is $1.64 billion. Quite a bit more than the 29 or so million that the LBRY token is worth down here. So it's a pretty major difference. And so either Theta is overvalued or LBRY is undervalued. And right now you might be thinking, okay, fair enough, but how does the traffic of Odysee.com compare to the traffic of Theta.tv? Here's the Alexa ranking for Odysee.com, and as you can see, it's in 1600th place, which is a very impressive Alexa ranking. And then when you go look at Theta.tv, they are in 23,000th place. You know, being in 23,000th place on Alexa is still something, but it's a very different thing than being in the top 1600. BitChute.com, that a lot of you may be more familiar with. Here's BitChute in 1100th place, just to give you guys some comparison. So in effect, what's clearly going on here is that even though the website for the LBRY credits, this whole Odysee.com website, has way more views, its token is worth way less. That's pretty crazy, and in my mind that means that LBRY credits are undervalued. So I ended up buying a bunch of them in hopes that this will sort of equalize. But now let's get to the bad part, because you might be thinking like, wow, what a huge discrepancy. How could the crypto markets or the markets at large not have noticed such a discrepancy? Well, it's not that they haven't noticed it entirely, it's that there is a circumstance for why the price of LBRY tokens is so depressed. And it's that circumstance which has kept me from betting enormous sums on them, even though I did end up purchasing some. And what's going on with them is much like with Ripple, the SEC has filed a lawsuit against LBRY, and they accused the startup of selling unregistered securities. Now, much like with Ripple, this is a major problem. So I don't know how this problem is going to resolve itself in the long run, but I've already seen that the SEC suing these various crypto entities doesn't necessarily lead to their dissolve, and certainly not right away, because here's Ripple right now, still the 7th biggest blockchain overall, and here's its 1 year chart. It's at over $1, and I wouldn't buy Ripple, but you know, it's been under SEC scrutiny for like, 10 months now, and that hasn't seemed to keep its price up. Its market cap is $51 billion. So in my mind, LBRY credits run a very pleasant, easy to use website, Odysee. Again, I'll link to the site down in the description if you want to just open an account on it. But I could see this token doing quite well, and that's why I YOLO'd into this shitcoin. And you can actually see up in the top corner how much I bought, about 7,700 of these LBRY tokens. Now, in terms of how you yourself can get LBRY tokens, it's pretty kind of challenging because it's such a small blockchain. It does trade on a crypto-to-crypto exchange called Bittrex. But alternatively, if you have an Odysee account, you can just click on the logo and you're able to actually buy it off of here. But there you go, guys. That's hopefully your crash course in both altcoins that are small caps and a little bit in Odysee.com and the kind of trading I've been doing in the low cap sort of small coin area, even though generally speaking, once again, I am not a big fan of the small altcoins. I think that a well-balanced crypto portfolio right now should be Bitcoin, Ethereum, and maybe a couple of other like really reliable altcoins, maybe Chainlink and Uniswap, something like that. But beyond that, you shouldn't get too crazy with the altcoins. Anyway, guys, I hope this was all useful to you and that I didn't ramble on too much. If it was, subscribe, hit that like button, and we'll see you all next time.